Warning, this video contains spoilers for The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 3. So if you haven't seen it yet, come back later when you have. This is the way.
So we pick up where we left off last week, with Bo-Katan and Grogu waiting for Din Djarin to recover from the ordeal of falling God knows how far into a giant dark pool of water. Once Din awakes, much to the relief of a concerned Grogu, Bo-Katan begins to question Din on what exactly he recalls of the ordeal. With Din oblivious and alluding to the fact that she's just witnessed the legendary mythosaur, they all depart Mandalore and head toward Bo-Katan's castle on Kale Vala. On the journey back, Din thanks Bo-Katan and she agrees to take Din to his ship for him to be on his way.
This is the way.
And boom, Grogu's first official words. It's all very cute now, Din, but you wait until he starts answering back. Seemingly out of nowhere, the group are engaged by a squadron of TIE interceptors. At a tactical disadvantage, Mando tells Bo to head for his ship, so he can assist in taking out the enemy. After a daring skydive and a close encounter with a TIE interceptor, Din, in his N1 mod ship, helps Bo-Katan make short work of the remaining fighters. As the group return towards the castle, they witness a squad of TIE bombers lay waste to Bo's home, and just as she begins to engage, the appearance of more TIE squadrons forces the pair to retreat, much to the frustration of Bo-Katan. With no home to go to, Din invites Bo-Katan to follow him to a place they won't find us. Now for a change of pace, as we cut to the all too familiar planet of Coruscant. Here we see Dr. Pershing addressing the New Republic, thanking them for their acceptance to the amnesty program, but also pushing his belief that his cloning work can be used for good. This would appear to have fallen on deaf ears, as we see him conversing with delegates that seem more concerned with socialising than the politics of science. On arriving at his new home, the Doctor is welcomed by his fellow amnesty campers, including Elia Kane, former comms officer to Moff Gideon. Throughout the episode, we see Pershing coming to terms with balancing his integration in the New Republic society and his desire to continue his ethically challenged research in cloning. He eventually turns to Elia Kane, who persuades him to continue his research in private and offers to help him source the equipment that he needs to continue his research. After his initial reluctance, he eventually takes her up on her offer and they take a train to an Imperial scrapyard. After jumping off the train to avoid capture from the guards, they manage to retrieve the equipment he requires, only then to find out that this was all a setup by Kane to land the Doctor in hot water. As part of Dr. Pershing's rehabilitation, he is subjected to a mild form of mind flaying. Posing as a concerned friend, Kane manages to be left alone with the controls and turns the mind flayer up to 11, looking over her deed with one hell of a sinister look on her face. To round the episode off, we rejoin Mando, Bo-Katan and Grogu as they retreat to the secret Mandalorian settlement. Djarin presents the armourer with a sample of the living waters as proof of his redemption, and because she is also bathed in the waters, Bo-Katan is welcomed into the group as well. The end. This is really great Star Wars, and there is a lot to take away from the episode. One of the biggest questions I have is, what is Bo-Katan up to? She has yet to mention the fact that she saw the mythosaur, of which she previously doubted the existence of. Is she thinking of taming the beast herself? Or is she worried that perhaps Din would beat her to it and take the leadership for himself? He has, of course, already got the Darksaber and the respect of his peers. On the other hand, she seems to be gaining more and more respect for him as the show goes along, and she was on her best behaviour when being welcomed by the Mandalorian tribe. Could she accept Din as the ruler of Mandalore if he could unite the clans and bring Mandalore back to its former glory days? One thing I noted is all the Mandalorian actors' body language in this episode really stuck out for me. Despite the fact they were all masked, you could almost read their emotions from their subtle movements. Despite not seeing her face, I got the impression that Bo-Katan was almost happy to be accepted by the tribe, although whether she keeps her helmet on remains to be seen. The welcome change of pace in this episode came with the return of Dr. Pershing, last seen in Season 2's finale, nursing his ear. His seeming eagerness to be part of the New Republic's way of life is quickly overshadowed by his longing to continue his ethically questionable work as a scientist, and his claims that this work could be more helpful than harmful seem to be falling on deaf, or at least uninterested ears. Did anybody else find the New Republic representatives a little bit annoying? His involvement in the amnesty programme allowed us to see a little into the lives of reforming Imperials. This was interesting. Maybe not all these stormtroopers and officers were bad people. They just towed the line, right? Well, that doesn't seem to be the case with Alaya. She's a bad egg. Or at least, that's the impression she gives. Is she still working for Moff Gideon? I'd say that's pretty likely in this case. Either way, this character is certainly a welcome addition to the show, and I look forward to seeing how her character develops from this point on. Please let me know what you thought in the comments.
This is the way.